Hello, and welcome to Thaiboz TV. Ke thabo mo le Musa Baloyi a bolelang le tla sorla nyana nyane mo re bile le bothata ba technique mo we. Ke sa le sware ke yena kulukumba Mr. Baloyi from Minga village. Re tlo thoma fase gape ka gore technique se la ska se re senyekedilo kana mogowe. Loko e vulavula hi Musa Baloyi vulavula hi na manu o huma kwihi mi nga hlamusela kahle ku who is Musa Baloyi?
Musa Baloyi I jaha leri humaka ka Minga leli populi ni vele ku kona ni kulela kona. So in fact I'm a Xitsonga individual with a birthmark of Xitsonga. I grew up in a Xitsonga environment, although when I grow up, you have to explore and you find yourself in Gauteng or other provinces. So now my root is in Gauteng because it's a city of God.
Yeah, straight to the Southwest Township, Soweto. Musa Baloyi, it seems like this man is a jack of all trades. He's a singer, poet, and he's also a novelist.
Yes.
Out of these three, which one exactly is it closer to your heart?
The novel, to be a novelist is very close to my heart. It's something that you cannot split. You can't even see a thin line between me and it. Because a platform to write enough and to express myself to the fullest. So niranda the novele yisona swini khumba ngopfu yisona swenza ku express vutomi bya mina na vutomi bya vanhu van'wana ku fika maninginingini.
In short, what exactly inspired you to become an author?
Yeah, ni inspire really mana mina. You know, I grew up under a single mom watch. So Van Votala, they get surprised and they get shocked when I say I was inspired by my mom, because they say she doesn't have even one qualification or one certificate, only a birth certificate that she got, which will help her next year to become an old patient because she'll be turning 60. So Manamina, she used to read my books, Luguna school in a primary, high school, the novella, short stories, and she can explain to me what is within those novels and short stories. So I wanted to impress her. I wanted to make her happy by writing my own books so that she can read. So I tried to write 1, 2, 3 books, and she reads, she can correct me until she was impressed. So that impression, I want to keep it constant so that she will be happy that her son is an author.
Good. Especially, we would like to raise a point. You know, I've seen one thing in the society that most of our young men, our fellow brothers, they're having a very big problem adapting to accept the fact that they are being raised by a single parent, which is their mother, and then they don't understand the fact that they can learn something from their mother. Just because it's a different gender to them, they believe like, nah, it can't tell me anything, it can't teach me nothing. So what can you say to those frustrated youth which they found themselves being brought up by a single parent, which is their mother? How do you accept and motivation from their mother to treat their mother like she is their father in the same time? They can draw anything they want from that person.
You are right. I saw a lot of people, there's that stigma that she's a woman, she can't do this, she can't teach me this. For instance, she can't teach me construction things because she's a woman. But I always say to people, and I motivate people to understand it very clear, that the first person you knew in your life was your mother. The first person carried you before you arrive in this world is your mother. So that bond, you mustn't break it because now you are breathing the outside air. Our mother, some of the reasons that we are washed or groomed by single parent, I think it's a blessing from God, because they might teach you something that you are not supposed to pass around. And also, it gives you a mark in your life that everything you quote, you say, my mother says, my mother says. In our nature, in our culture as Africans, even if when we are in pain, when we cry, we call mom. So I think those are people that we must respect the most. Although I can't say we mustn't respect our fathers. I didn't grow up with my father. He's still alive, but wherever he is, he must enjoy his life also.
If you may ask, how many books have you written so far and their titles?
Yeah, I wrote 3 books on my name, which are published. All of my books, they are award winners. They won award, trophy, certificate, and a check. Although that check now is finished, I can't give you anything. It was a long time ago. So I wrote 3 books, and I also wrote 4 books with other co-writers. So all in all, there are 7 books. But those 3 books, one is Utari Dalunya, which you can translate it as Ruthless Intelligent. Tells about people who are very clever, who are very focused, who are very educated, but they are misusing their intelligence to corrupt the world. I also wrote another book which is called Nyepiam Ehleket. This is the war of mind. We must use our brain to achieve. We must use our brain to motivate. We must use our brain to encourage other people. I also write the one, I compile short stories which tells about our everyday life, tells about land expropriation, tells about anything that is happening in our everyday life as we are speaking now. So that book is called Maganda Tianzope, which is a wave of a mud. And if you can interpret it well, you can even say, yeah, this Musa Baloyi might be running mad. How can we have a wave on the mud? It's what I was trying to say to people. You cannot swim in the mud. So go to the land where it can give you a green pasture. So that is teaching people that if we don't have a land, we have nothing. We are not rich. If we don't privatize banks, we don't have money. So that book's telling about it. So the other one I wrote with co-authors are short stories, are poems. Some are translated in English, some are wrote in English, some are dedicated to big people like the late Tata Mandela. So there's a lot of books and a lot of short stories that they can even find on the internet.
There was this other day where, if I remember correctly, Annie Ingisele Kamganalonene, where I might have had a poem of yours which was being read. I don't remember exactly which show, but it was the afternoon drive. You were talking about Dadana Mandela, if I'm not mistaken. Today is his last day of the last day of his month. Well, what can you say to the youth out there? What can they learn from this person, this Jijiri, but this big guy, which you have learned and it shaped up your life, and you would like to share it with our viewers there at home?
Yes, I think you are right. If I remember well, that poem you are talking about, Munganalo Nene wanted the submission for the poems to talk about Tata Mandela, because by that time when we wrote those novels, those poems, I mean to say, he will be turning 100 years if he was alive. So they say, can you tell something about Tata Mandela? But it was not just a given that you write a poem, then they'll read it. They evaluate and they see which one qualifies to be on air. So my one proves that I got this talent, it qualifies, and they read it. So the whole Africa or South Africa heard it. It was telling about Tata Mandela's life, his struggle and everything. And when he became a president, and his forgiveness, because you remember I promoted too much reconciliation, so that we must forgive each other. Because what I used to say to people, if you don't forgive another person, you are the one who's feeling pain now, because maybe that person now, he let it go a long time ago, but you're still worried about that, hey, I hate this person, hey, this person did this and this to me. So don't kill yourself, let it go, learn from Tata Mandela, reconcile with other people, then the world will turn bright.
A very powerful message there indeed from our guest Musa Baloyi from Gaminga. Ungawa uri munhu kwalano kaya u langutisile wena u limo mahayingi vu moyileke plus ka mo vu beka sport ri swere muthu o ilenguri u goletse mahayingi where most of us, we convince ourselves to believe the matter that now I'm born in the rural areas, I've got nowhere to go, I've got no future. We have people who went through the very same challenges that we are going through, but they thrived, they came out, and they're still fighting, they're still growing, they're still in this to inspire and motivate those which are coming behind, that this is the way, this is the path. It doesn't mean, Uri, you are born in the rural area, you've got nowhere to go. It doesn't mean you are born in the rural area, so you are nothing. So this man has 3 books in his name, and he has 4 with which he participated as a co-author. He has poems, he won awards. So we would like to hear now how many awards, because I've seen you participating in the Afbo Poetry, where you are part of its big book. How many awards are in your name as Musa Baloyi in terms of authoring and poetry combined?
In my name, I got, if you can go to my house and check on my wall, I have 7 awards, 7 certificates, 7 trophies, which means I received 7 fat checks, which I finish. Even if something is fat, if you can chop it by bit by bit, you will finish it. So I got 7 awards, which I'm very proud of. But with Afpop, I wrote more than 100 poems, which all of them were compensated, because if your poem qualified, they give you some token to say we appreciate this good poem. So they take this poem, they compile, they put them on the book, which shows that the Afpop encourage writing. So they translate the poems in our African languages, which they sell all over the world, and give us some royalties when they're accumulated in a certain period of time.
Speaking about fat checks and stuff, we know we are in this pandemic where we are very much limited. How is this COVID-19, the pandemic, affecting you as an author or a poet, especially in your pocket? Because now it seems like maybe you cannot do, if you're a person who's doing gigs and doing what, they're mostly affected. How does this affect you?
Yeah, it's affecting me very badly, in such a way that, most of my poem, I go and present them in the event, such as church, funeral, and different type of ceremonies. So as you know that you are limited to go to funeral, so sometimes it's happened that my beloved one passed away. I can't be there. I can't express myself with those poems. So I just cry within my heart alone. I can't do anything. So it's very difficult for me now to stand tall and people see that I have this talent. So this talent now, it seems as it's been put under the bridge, which I'm not sure when this can rise and shine again. But also on the other hand, I can say it's a blessing in disguise, because staying at home, lockdowns, give me enough time to write my novels, give me enough time to write my short stories, because I can't just go around and get infected. So I'm taking this as a time for me, as a present for me to write more books, so that after this pandemic, I will approach companies and publish them.
Good. Now we're getting into this interesting question that I wanted to ask Musa Baloyi. Authoring and being a poet, what do you consider it? Do you consider it a hobby, or do you consider it, because I believe you are doing 9 to 5 and you are working at something else in the engineering industry.
Yes.
So you being an author, are you considering it as a hobby that is a career in a nutshell on the other side, or like how do you explain you being an author? Do you consider it's a career thing, or is it a hobby that became a career?
Yeah, I think it's a hobby that became a career, because if you have that talent, you can't just fold your hand. It tells you every day. It's digging you, scratching you every day. Say, write more, write more. So sometimes I can say it become a career, because in the desperate situation where sometimes I need money, I can say now I'm writing for money. So it's giving something, it's putting something on the table. But most of the time I'm just writing to express myself, to teach people, to motivate people, to educate people. That is my core point. That's my main aim. Although you cannot just act as a charity where you can write books and just give for free. Something must come within so that I can live, I can breathe, so that I can write more in the future.
Very interesting, powerful and interesting thing there. Because why am I asking this question about it being a hobby or not hobby? Because I'm from the rural area. I've seen people with talent, you know, and they're not taking it seriously. I've seen people with a passion on their hobbies, but they haven't put it in a scale where it would even generate revenue for them. You know, we like I was telling people last week, you know, creating a YouTube channel is not even a rocket science. Within a minute, you are there. You know, you are expressing your hobby. You are showing people what you are capable of. So what can you say to the youth which are there and they are not taking their hobbies serious? Someone which is at Shugundu village there, Minga village there, you know, they are not taking their hobbies that serious, or they have that Patago syndrome.
Yeah, you see, I always say to people, if you have a hobby, you have a talent, you are given something to share with people, to share with the world, and you don't want to do that, I'm saying it's a crime, because you want to die with something that you are given to come and plant it on earth. So people must discover their hobby, they must discover their talent and work on that. Other people will motivate them, will encourage them, or will give them a guideline or a channel that will turn their hobby into a money providing scheme. So people must discover their hobby and they must find how good are they in that hobby. Some of the hobbies, they become career because government, academically, they constructed a course or qualifications that can support those hobbies. For instance, there's people who do sport, they just say it's a hobby, but there is a sport management that you can go to university. So that hobby is turned into a career. So career can be turned in the other hand to become a career, and you can survive out of it, you can live out of it, and you can encourage other people out of it.
Very interesting indeed. I would like us to take a little bit quick of a break. Just catch us after this. Musa Baloyi, so that you can see as a singer, this person who the name of the song Bukati Abahlahluvele. Utahlamusela kahle kusivula kuyini leswi swa vukati abahlahluvele. Hello and welcome back to Thaiboz TV. So I want us to talk about the music side of things, you know, because we've been talking about poetry and novel. So this man has a CD on his name. It's called Shilashu, and he's talking a very, very powerful message there, even though I can't hear all of it because she's deep. What does this song talk about?
Vukati avahlahluveli loko ni translator hi ririmi ra vadyi vahlampfi ku nga xilungu xinghezi yi vula ku marriage is unpredictable. So in other words, I was trying to show or to tell people that don't talk bad about people who went through divorce and everything, people who are abused in their marriage, because they didn't predict that they will fall in that trap. And I'm saying to the man now who's married to a woman who got a child already, that take care of that child. Maybe one day that child will take care of you. So that's all about this song, to motivate people to not. We must break the stigma that people who are in an abusive relationship or marriage, they put themselves into that thing. Because you can't have bones and now I must see which marriage I must go, because you know, as men we have sweet tongue. We talk to them, we'll buy you a train and everything. When they come to our house, we want them to buy us a train now. It's vice versa.
It's very powerful message there indeed. Thaiboz TV, this is the honor. You know, we would like to thank you very much to taking your time with this mask, so that you can continue to be safe wearing the Thaiboz TV, and then to show us that we very much appreciate your support and sharing your journey as a person. So the one question that I wanted to ask, Guri, the book, those people which haven't read your books, what can you say to them, and where can they get these books of yours?
Yeah, thank you very much, Thaiboz. I thank you for the mask. Yes,
It's a pleasure.
You know, nowadays they say a person who gives you a mask is a person who loves you. Yes, because that person wants you to live longer life. Those people who want my books, they must first know that they are missing a lot in these books, because those books went through a lot of evaluations. So to qualify to be published, they are well cooked. So they are losing a very delicious recipe. They can go to Pearson, which Muscular Miller Longman is mml.co.za. If they can go there, they will follow all the steps on how to order those books. They can go to lot.co.za. They can find those books, or just by googling the name of the book, they will have all the information how to order the books. And all my books are very reasonable. They are very reasonable, because if it's expensive, it might be 120 rand. So a person can buy even for the whole family if he doesn't want to share his book, because other people, they can make his book dirty and they want to put it on the kitchen unit, want to put it on the wardrobe, anywhere where you can see it. If you have a stress, if anything want to refer, you can go and read that book again.
I was scrolling through YouTube there. I saw that you're having a channel where you distribute your work as a poet, and there's this poem that I read and that I listened to, which you posted very recently, where you're talking about Sukweleti. It's a very powerful message where you're teaching us to avoid debt and stuff like that. What exactly motivated you to come up with that concept of, I want to share this message of debt, you know? What was going through your mind to
what I was trying to do is to motivate people, that people must be patient. If you see someone successful, you're not sure when did he started with that journey. So it takes one step to walk 100 miles. So what I'm saying is, Even if things are tough, even if you are looking that you are going there, you mustn't bypass. You mustn't put yourself into a lot of debt, because now that will withhold your life. Because before you get there, you must finish paying. And now you are not living your own life. You are living someone's life, because you are owing someone who will call you at any time. And you can't be rude with him because you owe that person. So I'm saying all young people, young individuals, they must try to plan their life. They must focus that from today, I want to do this. In the near future, I want to see myself there. Then you do all your budgeting and your calculations. You will get there one day.
Very powerful message indeed, which is also in line with the video that we made previously, that just because your neighbor is building a house within a week, don't copy that. You don't even know your neighbor got lotto or something. So I was very much interested in that video, because it was speaking to something that we also said in the channel, trying to show from a different point of view, where we were not talking about debt, but we're just talking about stop competition as a person. Don't compete with your friend because you feel like your friends doesn't deserve better than you, which the message that he also articulated very nicely, that we normally even go as far as getting deeper into debt, trying to show that no, I'm also powerful, which is a temporary powerfulness and destroying of your future. So what I wanted to because we're getting to conclusion of the show, where can our viewers get hold of Musa Baloyi in terms of our social media platform, technology wise?
Yeah, I'm not much into technology, but I'm grooming, I'm growing there. I'm stepping in now. I got my Facebook page, which is Musa Baloyi. They can find me there. It's where I post a lot of things, my motivations, my encouragement, and I post good things, I can say. So if you can bump into that page, you are not lost. Just scroll and go through, you'll read. I also have a Twitter handle where I'm Musa Baloyi, the poet, at Musa Poet. So people can go there, they can find my poem live, so they can read, they can listen, because not everyone can read. Some people, they only have a listening skill. Some people, they didn't do our language at school, but by listening, they can catch something that can help them in the future.
Very, very, very nice. Thaiboz TV, we are in this for you. We go by the name Thaiboz TV, and television is in your pocket. We are in the 4th industrial revolution. He is utilizing the 4th industrial revolution. He has a YouTube channel, he has a Facebook, he has Twitter. I'm not too sure if he's there on Instagram, but he's there. He's trying to mingle with us as youth. He's trying to convey a message as a person. Baloyi, Chila Baloyi, Fenele Kulu. He can send up from Garwangwe Nakwana, me kota kunyika ndlela ya kahle avuton'wini ka vantshwa va hina, mi kota ku share your journey with us, and we hope and believe that this is not the end. We're still gonna have a lot of conversation with people like you, and you especially, because it seems like we are busy, so we will have to keep on updating our people on, we have talked to this person, he was here, now he's there. It is possible. Yes, true. So we want to say thank you very much as Thaiboz TV. We appreciate much of your time. Ikasango for Kalanga.
Yeso anakukhesa mina kwa mimi nyikile karlo netitwa nhloniphiwile swinene, because va kona vanhu lava nga na tinyiko titalenta to endana ta mina, kambe a va se kuma opportunity leyi. Se ni khesa ni vuyelela, mi nga heli matimba, lomu kha mi endla leswi na mina ni le ku kuleni. I thank you.
Kesengo Baloyi, the first in conversation with someone. He must be very honored. He is indeed honored, and we are very much honored to have him as the biggest character as he is, to be our first in our television, to inspire in a conversation, riding with us and you there at home. Thank you very much. Till we meet again. Ciao, ciao. Hayi sona ngoku.
Omnyaka send a message ka hisa.